Hey, this is Judah from SceneForge Studio, and in this video I'm going to go over the process of using the 3D virtual camera tracking system that you can download completely for free on the iOS and Android App Store. So let's jump right in. Here I have a very basic scene of just this guy walking around on the phone and a virtual camera. So if I go into shoot mode and open up the mobile camera tracking section here, we have two options for pairing and connecting. Now, on the iPad or whatever device you're using, you'll have the same two options in the main menu. Now, pairing essentially just connects the two devices, and connect allows you to jump back in once the two devices have been paired. It's important to note that the connection gets dropped the second you close the app, so it's not a persistent thing between sessions. But as long as you keep the app open, you should only have to do this once per use of SceneForge. So I'm going to pair up the two devices. When you click pair, you'll get a special pairing code. All you have to do is click pair on the device and type in the same code. So 851869. Now it's important to note that these two devices must be on the same Wi-Fi network in order to function properly. So once they are connected, it takes a second, and you can then track the virtual camera by moving around your device. It works really well, but you'll notice it's a little jittery. And of course you can see everything the camera sees on the tablet. So it's a little jittery because my tracking with my hands is not nearly as stable as something like a Steadicam rig. So to do that, we have a couple options. One, we can increase the tracking delay. Now this is a literal delay in seconds between the sent data from the tablet to the PC. So this will not smooth out the motion, it just delays it. If we set this to something low, like 0.1, that delay will allow it to add interpolation between any dropped frames, which should just fix any Wi-Fi connection issues. But of course, you still get the super jittery motion of my hands, so to fix that, we can add smoothing. So that's what this option for smooth motion is. Now, a value of 0 means disabled, but if I type in a number like 3, for example, that will add smoothing to the motion. Now, you should think of this value as essentially the speed that it takes for the two devices to catch up to each other. So a higher value means less smoothing because it's a higher speed, and a lower value means more smoothing because the speed is lower. And of course, 0 means disabled. So you'll see, like this, I can get some interesting shots, even though my hands are not the most steady thing in the world. And what's cool is that this system is directly tied to the timeline. So if I were to press record and follow this guy around, all of my motion data will be recorded to a timeline track when I stop recording. So I'm going to press the stop recording button in a second. Looks like my camera died, but I'll continue talking. And now, once I press stop, you'll see that the timeline now has a new clip track. Now I'm going to convert this to keyframes so we can actually scrub through. And you'll see just like any other keyframe on the timeline, we can scrub through and the object will update its position. Now what this means is that we can play back our motion at any time we want. So I'm clicking play, my hands are off the keyboard, and now our motion is being played back. And what's super cool about this is that if we go into stage mode, without having to re-record any of our footage from our virtual camera, we can edit the scene in any way we want. So I will play this back from the beginning. I, of course, can adjust the time of day. I can add other objects to the scene, all without having to re-record the footage like you would in real life. So it is a super useful system for just pre-visualizing what your scene will look like without much effort. And that is the basics of using the virtual camera system. In the future, when we get started with more significant virtual production stuff with live footage blending, I will go over this again in that context, but for now, for using the previs functionality, this is a fantastic intro to that system. I hope you guys create some amazing things with this. I hope this video was helpful. I will see you in the next video.